I've been waiting most of my life for the snowfall mid-July lake. Does it matter if you find me rooted down now just a little tree lake? Oh, do you know what you need growing down through the snow sprouting roots and leaves? Don't catch a cold.
Welcome to Music Makers. This is our show all about original music, and today's feature is all about emerging new artists. So I'm really pleased today to have a couple of great new artists with us. One is Dustin, who you'll meet a little bit later in the feature, and right now we have Sara Rose joining us here in the studio to play a couple of her tunes and talk a little bit about her music.
Sara, welcome. So good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. So Sara, tell me a little bit about your music. You're going to do a couple of songs for us. I'd love to know which ones you're going to do and how you came to create them.
Yeah, they're both fairly new songs. The first one I'm going to play is Love is an Ocean, and I learned that one at the beginning of the pandemic when I finally realized I had all this time to learn new skills instead of practicing for the gigs that I had lined up. So I learned how to play in an open tuning. And I thought maybe I need to learn someone else's song first, and so I tuned up the guitar and I got the song ready, and then I just wrote this song. It just came right away. It was one of those easy ones. They don't all come easy, but when they do, it's nice. And yeah, that one specifically, it's called Love is an Ocean. You know, and I generally talk about love in my music as being the bigger idea of love, you know, the grand oneness of love, rather than, you know, romantic love like is often written about. And I'm really passionate about emotional intelligence and emotional awareness and that kind of thing, and just having feelings in general and expressing them. So this song kind of encompasses both of those ideas, that, you know, expressing emotions is kind of a component of loving self and loving other, and, you know, just being a loving being in essence.
Interesting.
Yeah.
For open hearts to follow me. It's not hard because I've dreamed of loved ones swimming free. Maybe I'm just lucky. Maybe I have it all. I'm not locked inside myself. I'm no longer feeling small. Love is an ocean, and the ocean is meant for me. Waves we call emotion, but maybe we're just lost at sea. I've only lost my lost at sea. Love is an ocean, and the ocean is meant for me. Waves we call emotion, but maybe we're just lost at sea. I've now lived enough for open hearts to carry me. It's not hard because I have dreamed of loved ones swimming free. The second song is called Tree Like.
I like that.
And it's essentially, it's kind of like a light and breezy song, but it has some deeper, all of my songs have some darker components and some lighter ones because I like to encompass life in each of my songs, and myself in each of my songs. And it basically, at the core, is talking about generational trauma and how that cycle of healing can happen through an individual by like understanding one's roots and understanding one's patterns of these little idiosyncrasies that we have and these patterns that we can't let go of. Like, why can't I let go of this thing? Well, maybe if I go back far enough, I can understand why that's happening, or why I have a certain tendency to want to do something or want to be a certain kind of person. So that's what
Very
that's about.
cool.
I also love trees, so that's
That helps. That's beautiful. I was looking at your website, and on your website it says songs for sleep or a weep, which I just loved.
Yeah, that. Oh.
Yes, I wanted to know sort of what inspires you to write your songs. Like, is there a process? How does it happen for you?
Yeah, it's very much a feeling process for me. I describe it often as a funnel. There's this funnel of melodies and lyrics and guitar parts, and they're all just spinning around in this funnel. I see it up here. It's right above my head. Can't you see it?
Yes.
And I just kind of open up to, I want to write a song, and then either the lyrics come first or the melody comes first or the guitar part comes first, and often one flows before the other, or sometimes they flow together. It depends on the feeling, it depends on the vibe. Sometimes I am inspired by the world outside myself, but other times it's more of a needing to process my own feelings and putting it into art. And the thing about songs for a weep or sleep
Yes.
is that most of the feedback I get after shows is, oh, I would love to fall asleep to your music, or your music makes me fall asleep. And I used to think, you know, I don't know if that's a good thing, but you have to be really relaxed to sleep, you know, so that's a compliment. And for a weep, you know, people tell me also, oh, I cried, that song made me cry. And tears are one of the most important things to me, and I think to humans, we don't cry enough. It's, you know, I'm a bit of a nerd for like acquiring information sometimes, and I've learned that tears have, different types of tears have different chemical compositions. So when we cry, when we're angry, when we're sad, when we're happy, the composition of our tears is different. So we're literally crying out our feelings,
Wow.
which blows my mind. And so that's why I think crying is important, because we need to release it. And if my song can incite a feeling or expand that opportunity to feel and express and be with a feeling in a safe way, that's kind of what happens. Not really my goal, but it just kind of, safety is my goal. I want to create pockets of safety for people in the world.
Nice.
Very cool. You mentioned, Deb mentioned your website.
Mm-hmm.
Could you just tell me where that website might be?
Yeah, it's sararosesongs.com.
SaraRoseSongs.com.
Yes, I always say Sara, no H, Rose like the flower, and songs like la la.
Oh, that's a good way to remember it.
I love it.
So people could go there, see what you're up to, see some of your tunes, and
Yeah, check
that's
out
just
my stuff.
great.
Yeah.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here with us today, and
Thanks for having me.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been
thank
lovely.
you. Thank you for
we
coming
look
along.
forward to seeing what you'd get up to next.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm excited to find out.
Such a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've been waiting most of my life for the snowfall mid-July lake. Does it matter if you find me rooted down now just a little tree lake? Oh, do you know what you need growing down through the snow sprouting roots and leaves? Don't catch a cold, hold yourself up to the standards that raised you, then make yourself taller so you can see the highest tree, the slope of mountains where you came to be. The simple seed that fell into a hole and dug it deep into the ground. The ground. And if you find a little light inside your mind, you can trust it with your heart to guide the way for those behind you. I've been waiting most of my life for the snowfall mid-July lake. Does it matter if you find me rooted down now just a little tree lake? Oh, do you know what you need growing down through the snow sprouting roots and leaves? Don't catch a cold, hold yourself up to the standards that raised you, then make yourself taller so you can see the highest tree, the slope of mountains where you came to be. The simple seed that fell into a hole and dug it deep into the ground. The ground. rest of my life for the snowfall amid July Lake. Does it matter if you find me rooted down now just a little tree lake?
As I said, today's show's all about emerging new artists, and we're really pleased to have Dustin Childs join us today. Dustin's musical experience began at the age of 5 because he was singing alongside his mother, Carol. And your mom, Carol's a well-respected BC musician, so that was your start.
Yep, that was my start.
That's a great start.
Yep, I know.
Deb, did you tell me that you discovered the talent at an open mic night of some sort?
Yeah, both of the artists that were featured on the show today I saw at an open mic, and I thought they had very unique talents, and so I thought it'd be great to bring them to the show.
Oh, great pick. Good for you. So tell us about, Dustin, tell us about the songs that you're going to do.
The first song was Work of Art, and it's about a relationship that I was in, and I've only been in love once in my life.
Oh, for gosh sakes.
This person was definitely a work of art, and you know, she was everything to me, right? But she also was a very control person, and she very narcissistic person, and I couldn't really read that really. So. Actually, I never told you that I'm autistic. I have Asperger's, so I'm on this autism spectrum. So for some of the things that, like when I get in a relationship, it's like very hard for me to read things. But this song that I wrote about it just like the storyline and the words and the lyrics, and it all comes out right. You can really listen to it, you know. So that was the song that I wrote, Work of Art. Yeah. So
what a fascinating thing to think about. I can't wait to hear it.
Don't waste time on this life anymore. Gotta find what we are searching for. 'Cause everything's running through my head, 'cause I don't know what comes next. I gotta find another way out. I need somebody's help. You have everything, everything I ever dreamed of. No, I don't need you anymore. This is what I'm fighting for. Don't take away all my pain and feelings. Don't hide it in the dark. This is like a work of art. All your friends will leave you in the end. Stay around to see the real you. It's complicated anytime I try. I wanna say goodbye. Memories are running through my mind. I need to heal through time. You have everything, everything I ever dreamed of. Oh, I don't need you anymore. This is what I'm fighting for. Don't take away all my pain and feelings. Don't hide it in the dark. This is like a work of art. Look around, it's like colors falling down. I walk away with no need to stay. You have everything, everything I ever dreamed of. I don't need you anymore. This is what I'm fighting for. You have everything, everything I ever dreamed of. I don't of art, work of art. This is like a work of art, work of art, work of art.
Can you tell me a little bit about the second song?
The second song is pretty new. It's called Signs, and it was written by my buddy Dan Eisen. Me and him wrote it actually just sitting on my couch, and we wrote it. Took about an hour and a half to write it.
Wow.
We tweaked it a bit later on, and yeah, the song's kind of about, I guess, like when you meet somebody but you don't feel like really into them in that way, but everything that they do they do with you, you're into them that way, but you're not into them in the relationship way. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like you want to hang out with them all the time. You want to do the fun things that you like doing together, but you just can't be in a relationship with them in that way, like, you know, a marriage or whatever. So that's what the song's kind of about.
In terms about doing your music and in your life and some of the challenges that you face, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, well, I literally have been doing music probably over 25 years now, and I grew up in the East Kootenays on a farm, and I did a lot of touring when I was 19 to about 21, somewhere around there. I went right across Canada when I was like 20 years old, and we opened up for a lot of big artists and stuff, and there was a band, Cheap Trick, if you remember. I was sitting in, we were in Ontario. It was freezing cold weather. It was in the middle of winter, and we're sleeping in the van with a friend of mine named Cass McRae, and we're called the Electric Willows, and it was really crazy because I was sleeping in the van and I had to go brush my teeth in the Husky gas station. That's where we could park our van and sleep. So I'm sitting there brushing my teeth, and the lead guitar player from Cheap Trick was sitting there brushing his teeth, but they had a bus, right? So we had a van and they had a bus, so it was kind of cool. So we got to see a bunch of artists and over the years and stuff like that. And then I lived in Halifax for about 3 years and kind of continued my way back to the West Coast, and I wanted to live in Vancouver, and I did a lot of music over there and did a lot of shows there. And then I made my way over here in 2015 over here to Victoria, and I worked on some music, and I was in Joby Baker's studio and recorded some songs there. And then my new stuff that I did, Work of Art, is actually on my website, dustinchildsmusic.com, but it's under construction right now. It needs to be fixed. But one of the best times of my life is just traveling across Canada and just playing music for people and not getting paid very much, you know, maybe $75. And
wow.
But it was just such an amazing experience that I got to have, like growing up when I was younger. So
yeah, meeting all these different people would be
it was amazing. Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, so now I'm just working on new stuff, and I'm trying to get some new stuff out there. And
super. And again, your website?
DustinChildsMusic.com.
Thank you, DustinChildsMusic.com. Very cool.
You mentioned about autism, and can you tell us a little bit about that and how it's affected your music?
Well, it's really hard for me to read kind of people, and I get taken advantage of a lot. And I've had a lot of opportunities to play a lot of bars and pubs in my life, and a lot of people take me for granted for having this disease that I have, autism, because they don't really understand it, and a lot of people don't understand it. And I was diagnosed when I was 20 years old. So I was like, before, like everybody else nowadays, they're all getting diagnosed at 6 years old or 7 years old. I was diagnosed at 20. So it's really hard for me. So I literally, when I have to play a show at a place, I always tell them I'm autistic, I have Asperger's, so they know, you know, because sometimes I would come off a little bit rude when I talk and stuff. And I'm a very loving, caring person. I've never hurt anybody, but it's just the way that my tone comes out sometimes. But yeah, but it's like I'm getting better, and I'm working on things, and you know, and the older you get, the more wiser you get, right? So
well,
you know,
hang on.
Yeah. But I'm
no guarantees.
Yeah.
I love the openness.
Yeah.
There's what you see is what you get.
This is what you get right here. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I really appreciate having me here too.
We really appreciate
it's a great experience.
Coming on the show.
Yeah.
Absolutely a pleasure.
There's no setbacks, time to relax. Thought about you was moving on. I wrote down your life, time to describe. Now I know see the signs. You're hard to please when I'm on my knees, making me to be someone I don't wanna be. You turn my volume off when I start to talk. We never get to see that much, we hardly ever stay in touch. Left you by my side, but you're always on my mind. I need you when I don't need you, is when I want you all the time. Your heartbeat is always leaving me, is when I feel free. I see the sign, and even if I was blind, I can see the sign. I left you by my side, but you're always on my mind. I need you when I don't need you, is when I want you all the time. And your heartbeat is always leaving me, is when I feel free. I see the sign, and even if I was blind, and I can see the sign. Oh, 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 and even if I was blind, I could see the signs.